A few of our girls would like to briefly speak about each senior. So I will first introduce to the microphone Kate and Abby.
Okay, we did Megan, Breen. Megan, from day one, you have brought your smile and positive energy to this team. Thank you for being the big sister that I never had. Thank you for all the countless laughs and unforgettable memories. You inspire all of us to be better volleyball players. I love you, Meg. Megan, you bring so much positive energy to the team, and playing with you the past 2 years has been so much fun. We got so close this year, and driving around blasting our favorite songs and going to so many different places has built the best memories ever. Words can't describe how much I will miss playing and hanging out with you next year. I love you. We have Caramelini speaking.
Sophia, I cannot believe our time together is almost up. You are a leader on and off the court and an even better friend. You have guided me through so much, and I am so grateful for all the memories we share. Thank you for being my inspiration and role model for the past 2 years. Although I am sad to say the season is almost over, I cannot wait to see all the big things you do in the future. I love you. Allie Fingleton and Molly Costco.
We had Kira Burke. Kira, even though it has only been a couple weeks playing with you, you have inspired me to try my hardest in every practice and game. I always look up to you on and off the court. You are a great captain and even better friend. I am so grateful for all the memories we made and being able to play with you. I wish you the best of luck in the future. I love you.
Kira, you're such an incredible person on and off the court. You're a reliable player and such an advocate to this team. I feel like I can look up to you, and I'm so grateful I got to play with you on this team for the past 2 years. I can't forget you helping out at middle school volleyball. I love you so much, and I'm so excited to see how far you'll go and how much you'll accomplish. Now you have Keely McCormick.
This is for Molly. Molly, I remember when I joined this team at my first summer workout, you were the first person I talked to. You immediately made this team feel like a family, and since then you've always been there for me through everything. I have looked up to you these past 3 years as not only a player, but as a friend. You've always been there for me for either a laugh, a high five, or just someone to talk to. I might forget the jokes, but I'll never forget how hard you made me laugh. I'm so lucky to have made the memories with you, and it's hard to say goodbye to someone who has been such a great part of our team.
We had Kate Bradley. Kate Bradley, thank you for everything these past 2 years. You're one of the funniest people I know and have contributed to so many memories on the team. I will forever miss your pasta parties where you get our team picture on an ice cream cake. I couldn't ask for a better person to look up to in volleyball and in life. This team won't be the same without you. I love you.
I'm so grateful to be able to play with you and learn from you. You are the person and player I aspire to be. I strive to be like you on and off the court. You motivate me to be a better setter. I always looked up to you like as an older girl who lives across the street, and I never realized I'd be lucky enough to be your teammate. I can't wait to see all the amazing things you had that's ahead for you, and I can't imagine the team without you, and we will miss you so much. I love you.
I had Delia. Delia, not only are you an amazing volleyball player, but you are also an amazing leader and best friend. Even though I'm going to miss being your teammate, I'm so grateful I got the chance to. It's been my dream ever since I started playing volleyball. You're the best role model. I'm so lucky to always have my cousin and built-in best friend to look up to. You have always shown me what it means to be a hard worker, and I love watching your hard work pay off. I'm so proud of you for all you've accomplished these last 4 years, and I can't wait to see what you do during your next 4 years. You've left me with some big shoes to fill. I love you, Dees. Love you. We love you, seniors!
One more round of applause for our seniors. Good luck to both teams. Let's have a great match.
Good evening, volleyball fans, and welcome to Southside High School in Rockville Center. Chris Colasanti, your host, joined by longtime basketball coach and volleyball coach now, Jerry D'Angelo. Jerry, how are you tonight?
Good, Chris. How's everything going yourself?
Good. We are here getting ready for a clash between the Syosset Braves and our Southside Cyclones on a very emotional and teary-eyed senior night that we just watched.
Correct. Southside currently has 6 senior girls on this team who have been longtime contributors of this program. Some of them actually have been on this team for 4 years. Definitely an emotional night. Hopefully the girls can use that positive emotion, the heartfelt emotion, into a nice win tonight.
Yes, and the seniors are Kate Bradley, Delia Ryan, Sophia Vargas, Megan Breen, Kira Burke, and Molly McKeel.
Correct, yeah.
Tell us about some of these seniors.
Well, I mean, they're all key contributors. Kira and Kate are your setters. Southside runs like a 6-2 system, meaning that their setters set from the back row so that they can always have 3 hitters. Kira and Kate control the tempo, decide who gets the sets, and they do a great job running the team. Delia is their libero. She's their back row specialist, their serve-receive specialist. She often will come in, help the serve-receive and playing good defense. Molly and Megan are your middles, along with Abby, who's not a senior. They are their blockers. They are the middle quick hitters. They provide, a lot of energy on that front line of the defense. And then Sophia Vargas, she's their outside hitter. She's their serve receiver. You're going to see her get touches on a lot of things. Serve, receive, defense in the deep, set to the outside. It's really great that these seniors hopefully get to pull out the senior night with a nice win tonight.
Let's talk about this team. Southside sits on top of Conference 1 in Nassau County with a 10-1 record this year. At the top of their standings, they're joined by Massapequa and Mineola, who they just took their first loss against. Mineola is 9-2 on the season, and they gave Southside their first defeat in 3 sets. Is that defeat that the Mineola team gave Southside, is that something that's going to help them or hurt them as they get ready for a playoff run?
I think what you got to understand, kind of the average person, is how girls volleyball works. So right now there are 2 classifications, AA and single A. Southside is a single A school. They have Manhasset, Mineola, and Wantor that they would play in a playoff system. But then they also play the best 4 teams in the AAs, which is Syosset, Massapequa, Long Beach, and last team I believe is Memphis. They're playing the best of the best teams that Nassau County girls have to offer. What I hope they come away with is that on any given night they can lose, but hopefully they refocus themselves. They understand that on every given night they got to give it 100%, play their best, because everybody wants to beat them. They're on top, they're first place right now. They got 3 more games to finish out the season before they start the playoffs.
And it's really a battle between Southside and Mineola for that #1 seed in the A playoff bracket this year in Nassau County. I spoke to first-year head coach Steve Mariano before the game. Also coached several years at the JV level and middle school team, and also was a boys varsity coach at Massapequa for a number of years, where he racked up some Nassau County titles. Coach Mariano told us that they have to serve tough, hit their areas, their spots, keep the Syosset Braves offense out of their rhythm and vary his offensive attack. You want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, I think Coach has hit it on. Coach Mariano has a tremendous amount of experience at multiple levels. He knows what it takes to win a county championship, win a Long Island championship. He did it with Massapequa with the boys program. That really came out from nothing. Here, I think what he wants to do is play to his strengths. I don't think he has the one superstar stud, but he has a lot of good players. And varying their attack, hitting their spots, those are key things. The girls' game is very different than the boys' game. The boys' game is usually short plays, power game, trying to get the first hard swing you can get. The girls' game is about picking your spots, covering floors, letting nothing hit the floor. I think Southside does a really good job at that. They're deep. They can play 8-9 girls. They're very versatile. They have girls who can play multiple spots. I think that's a very smart strategy that would take the girls quite far.
And I think that's one of the key things about this team is they don't have the bona fide, maybe they don't have the bona fide superstar, but they have a lot of really good players, talented players, players on club teams that play year-round, that travel as well. And you just can't underestimate how much that level of experience and competitiveness brings to a high school varsity volleyball team.
Agree. I see their practices almost on a daily basis. When we change over, they go hard. They root for each other. They pick each other up. Their practices can be quite intense because they expect them to play hard. And the best way to play hard is to practice hard.
So let's talk about some of the stars of this team. We'll start with the libero, Delia Ryan, 135 digs this year on the season. What does Delia bring to the floor in terms of defense?
I think Delia is like the cover spot. So we call that in the back row where majority of hits will go depending on right and left. And Delia just has a good knack at reading the spot. Where does she got to be? She gets low to the ground. She gets her hands there. She's quick to the floor. These are things that are attributes that a libero should bring, and she does. And it's no surprise that she's one of the top leaders in digs, serve, receives for this team.
And then the setter, Kate Bradley, number 1, also a senior, 163 assists on the season.
Yep.
She's the main setter for the team, correct?
Correct. They run a 2-setter system, between Kate and Kira. Kate's methodical. She can probably put any set anywhere you want. You can run quicks with her, slides, shoots. She really has great hands, and she does a nice job, kind of on the quieter side, leading her team. The other setter, Kira, I think Kira is more of the aggressive one. She can hit. Kira plays front row. She's an attacker. And when she goes to the back row, she sets. While Kate, when she comes to the front row, they'll sub in another person for her to play an attack hitter. So Kira's kind of like an all-around for them. Sets in the back row, hits in the front row. Will even serve receive for them also when she's in the front row.
And that brings us to the terminators of the team. And where do you want to start? There's a bunch of ladies on this team that can finish a point.
Yeah.
Abby Magnus, 78 kills. Sophia Vargas, 62 kills. Kate Camilleri, 67 kills. Pick your poison with this team.
I agree. There's lineups where, honestly, they could set to any of the three, and they're pretty confident that they're going to get the point. My personal opinion, Abby Magnus is their heroic. She puts the ball down. She's a middle hitter. She runs quicks. She runs twos. She hits the ball hard. And I see the girls, when she puts one down, the other 14 girls who feed off that energy.
Right. She can bring the thunder.
Yes, she can. And then, Kate Camilleri, she comes in for Kate Bradley in the front. She's a right side hitter. But what we love about her is she hits cross, she can hit line, she can hit pounding on the 10-foot line. She has very good form, jumps well. I think what Kate has been able to do is over the last couple of years, she's played a lot of different positions, outside, middle. Now she's playing right side. She's got all the tools that carried over. And then, you know, Miss Sophia Vargas, I have to make the joke, Coles, that she's the second Vargas. I have the male Vargas on my team, and they're both great players. But Sophia just, she's the all-around player. She does all the little things. Hits, serve, receives, plays good defense. You know, she's a pleasure to watch as a player. She does a lot of the things that sometimes don't get noticed.
Well, as Coach Mariano said to me, it's a good problem to have when you can set to three different people up front, three different hitters up front to put the ball away.
Agreed. And you know, they have a couple of great serve receivers. Kira Mullaney starts for them. She's excellent as a serve receiver. She plays outside hitter. Molly McKeo plays middle. Megan Breen plays middle. So they got some versatility there.
Molly's a bit of a Swiss Army knife too. She can do a bunch of different things. She can block, she can kill, she's a good server. Are we going to see Molly tonight?
She's coming off an injury. I don't know. She's warming up. I got to think that's a positive that she is warming up. She has missed the last 3 games due to an injury. She's a big factor for us. She blocks well. She's a good server. She also is a good color commentator.
And I would be remiss if I didn't mention that she was an excellent co-host when we broadcasted your boys' game a couple weeks ago.
She was.
Both Molly and Kate Bradley were excellent.
The two
co-hosts.
girls did a great job, and then we're also going to have one of my boys, Mr. Ben Greenberg, filling in for me later tonight. Hopefully he can fill in those shoes that Kate and Molly put.
Yeah, they're big shoes to fill because the girls did a great job. Ben will be joining us for the second and third sets. We're getting ready for the start of the game here. We're under a minute now. Extended warm-up time for the Syosset team because of the senior night ceremonies. Let's talk a little bit about this Syosset team. They're kind of up and down this year, 5 and 6. Players to look for, number 2, Kate Nailmis, number 9, Natalie Macer, and number 14, Amanda Axelrod. Amanda Axelrod's a name that came to mind. Coach Steve Mariano told me earlier that she was one of the big hitters that they wanted to look out for. They want to try to keep the ball away from her. That's something they'll have to do. And also we should mention that our very own Miss Maggie Ree, who's a science teacher here, has her daughter, Amy Ree, on the Syosset team, and she is a senior and captain, number 15, Amy Ree. So maybe we'll get to see her tonight as well.
That'd be awesome. Margaret is one of my co-workers here at Southside in the science department. Great teacher. I'm sure her daughter is a great person also. So we are about to start just, officially for volleyball. They do their official lineup checks. They do a handshake, which involves all the team. Coaches usually get about a minute to talk to them right before the game starts. And if you're not familiar how the girls' game and then boys' game work, it's rally scoring, 1st to 25. What that means is that you don't have to serve to get a point. You're going to notice that one person on the court has a different colored jersey. That person is the designated libero. So right now, if you look at Syosset, the one person has a white jersey, and on Southside, the one person has a red jersey.
That is the libero, defensive specialist.
Yeah.
Any other differences between the boys volleyball you coach and the girls game we're going to see tonight?
Oh, I think you're going to see a pretty technical game. The girls, in terms of fundamental skill work, not that I think the boys are lacking that. I just think the girls' game focuses more on that component. I think what you see in the girls' game is better passing, better serve receives, cover-up defense for tips. The boys' game, more blocks, more hard hits. Maybe even stronger types of jump serves.
What's the average rally length between a boys' game and a girls' game? What's the differential there?
Oh, they both play to 25. I think the girls' game goes a little bit longer, just as I said in the beginning. An average play, kind of the ball goes back and forth a couple of times, while in the boys' game, maybe it goes back and forth once or twice. I would use the analogy the girls' game is more based on endurance.
So we're just moments away from, what do they call it, Jerry? Tip-off? I was going to say tip-off. I'm used to calling basketball
Tip-off
games.
is basketball. I guess we'd say we're just about a minute away from the first serve.
First serve, all right.
I guess isn't when we use that analogy in tennis?
That's now you're in my arena. In volleyball, of course, they only get one.
Yep.
On the court for the Cyclones, number 25, Molly McKeel is out there.
Yeah, good to see her out there. I'm
Kate
glad
Bradley
she's
in the back. Sophia Vargas, number 7. Bradley, number 1. Up front, number 20, Kira Burke. Number 14, Megan Breen. And number 33, Abby Magnus in the middle.
And they'll probably send Delia in. She can't go in yet until they do a lineup check. And she's going in for Molly as the back row specialist. For Syosset, it looks like we have number 3 on front, 14, 25, 2. Having trouble seeing the middle one. Number 5 and 15, and they just sent their libero in, who is number 5.
And Amy Ree will start us off to serve first for Syosset. Lefty. Big shot there by Kira Burke. Syosset keeps it in play. Southside looking to set it up. On the attack now.
Nope.
Southside draws first blood.
Okay, looked like Syosset had a little miscue. 2 girls next to each other, not sure who was supposed to get it. So we have right now Megan Breen serving.
1-0 Cyclones. Good serve by Breen. Bradley with the set.
Good set to Vargas.
Vargas with the finish.
Yep.
Puts it down.
Yep, Sophia did a nice job hitting around the blockers. There were 2 blockers there, and she was able to hit around them.
Cyclones out to the early 2-0 lead. Nice movement on Breen's serve.
Great block. Good cover by Miss Magnus.
Little dip there by Kira Burke, trying to sneak it in. Magnus with those big hands up front. Just shutting everything down. There's like a kickball there.
Yeah, well, that is actually legal. The play before, the girl from Syosset, she had an open hand, so it's called a lift. But you can actually kick a ball.
Magnus is a force in the middle of this south side front row.
Great
Another
block by
Magnus. Right on cue. Magnus puts it down off the block. 4-0 now, Cyclones. She is tough to get around. Breen with another deep serve. Setting up now. Here's Bradley again. Magnus with a big 2 in a row.
Ooh, I think that last one just went out. Yeah, she had a great first tip, and Syosset did a great job digging.
A little too much mustard on the second one.
Yep.
And Syosset's on the board. 4-1 Cyclones. Braves to serve.
Ooh, tough serve, tough serve.
A great serve there
Yep.
from the Syosset side.
Looked like Sophia wasn't sure if it was going to be in or out, and she kind of half played it.
Right on the line, slicing away. Tough shot. 4-2 now, Southside.
Tough play, good save, free ball over.
Emma Bowie serving for Syosset with 2 good serves in a row.
Nice block.
Magnus with another block. Syosset struggling to set up a good kill shot.
Great up by Syosset.
That was another off the leg.
Yep.
And there's Burke again. She drops it in.
Yep. Found a nice little spot in.
Nice little drop shot, and that puts Delia Ryan on the service line. Number 3, the libero in the red jersey, serving it up for the Cyclones. I guess in basketball terms, the libero would almost be like the point guard.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad analogy to compare it to. That was a great hit by Sophia. She, volleyball term, she tooled her opponents. She hit it off their hand so it would go out of bounds.
Good volleyball IQ right there. 6-2 now, Southside, with the lead in the first set against this Syosset team. That's going to go wide.
Yep, just out.
7-2 now. Southside with a good start tonight, in total control right now.
I think what Southside's doing right now is they're really a force at the net in terms of blocking and hitting. Syosset isn't hitting the ball nor blocking as well as Southside is. Great spot, great spot. Oh, hit us on the table, but great spot by skill from Syosset. She took it right down the line. Southside wasn't covering the line.
Came right into your living room there.
So we have the libero from Syosset serving number 5.
7-3 now. Cyclones with the lead.
Oh.
We talked about this last time with everything on the roof is in play. Is that correct?
Correct. As long as it stays on your side of the court, everything is playable, except the side walls. Great spot by Sofia Vargas. She hit the end line. So we have our first sub coming in. Kate Bradley is subbing out, and Kate
Camilleri
is back in. She'll play the right side. She is also a force to hit at the net.
That's number 9.
Great block.
Goes right into the action with a roof.
Yep.
Camilleri with a roof. And good to see Molly Mikio back out there as well.
Yep.
Hopefully getting over that injury. Burke to serve now, 9-4, Southside.
Tough serve, tough serve.
Syosset looks a little bit befuddled right now.
And Syosset is going to take their
first
first
timeout. So we're almost halfway through this first set. What do you like from Southside, and what can they do better?
You know what? They're varying their serves up. That's the one thing they're kind of found the 1 or 2 sections and spots. And you know, for those of you that know the game, Coach Mariano is actually instructing his girls to serve to a specific spot. And right now they found the weakness because Syosset's having a little tough time serve receiving. They're not getting that first pass to their setter really well, that the setter can do something really good with it to the hitters. That's what I would say has been a strength right now of Southside. And then they're blocking. I mean, they have easily 4 or 5 blocks, and we're only 10 points in.
And how does Syosset counter that? How do they get around that fortress up front?
You know, I think
from the Cyclones.
I think they got to, try to shoot their spots. You saw they sent one long in the deep corner over here, and Southside wasn't covering it well. They can, shoot for short spots, occasionally throw a long spot. I think if they mix up their hits, it kind of counteracts a little bit of Southside's defense at the front, and it's forcing the back row to really, step up and play some of these long balls and short balls.
And we're back underway here. Kira Burke to serve for the Cyclones with a 10-4 lead in the first set against the Braves.
Rob.
Miscommunication. There, a bit of a campfire.
Yeah, miscommunication there. Just kind of that ball in that spot between 2 girls, who gets it. That's something that's going to probably bother Coach Mariano a bit.
Coach Mariano assisted by Mike Castasima, my former tennis assistant.
Great pass, great swing.
That was a huge cut there, big cut.
Started off with a great pass. You can't get much better than that. Megan Breen did a great job passing. And, to give the credit to her setter, Kira Burke, she did a phenomenal job putting the ball where it needed.
And here's Vargas to deliver. 11-5 Cyclones. Nice low sinking serve there.
Nice swing. Good swing. Oh, we have a first violation. Syosset was on the net. I guess the girl going for a block. She touched the net. That's a violation, which would have cost them a point.
Good eyes there. I didn't even see that. Looked like a clean swing from Southside. 12-5 now. And it's been all Cyclones in this first set.
Excellent serve. That's an ace.
That's an ace by Vargas.
Yep. Just an aside, Mr. Colasanti, tomorrow is Sofia Vargas' birthday, so we're going to wish her happy birthday. I only know that
Will do.
because her twin brother's birthday is tomorrow, and he's on my team.
Alex.
Yes. Excellent serve.
The volleyball twins. A little too much there for Delia Ryan. Couldn't dig it out. 13-6.
And that's what Syosset needs to do more. They got to go to the angles, try to hit the ball longer, go around the blocks, because they're not going to go through them.
They need to vary their attacks a little bit more. And Vargas setting it up for Burke. Molly McKeo finding a back row shot. Burke again.
Nice swing by Megan Breen.
Megan Breen on the left side with a finish for the Cyclones. 14-6 now. McKeo, my former co-host, getting set to serve for the Cyclones.
That's an excellent swing.
Shot there by Kate Camilleri.
Yep. They're calling a touch on that one. So a touch off the blocker, and then it went out of bounds, so it's still Southside's ball and Southside's points.
And they make all these calls at the high school level without any kind of instant replay or video assist.
It's tough. If you'll notice that there's a Southside girl and a Syosset girl at each corner with a flag. Their job is to assist the two referees. They're called line judges. And their job is to look at the two lines where they intersect and see if the ball hits the lines. They also can help and sometimes when the ball hits the antenna or hits a touch. That's a tough serve by Molly, tough serve. And she's serving from the right-hand side of the court, and she just hit the front left side of the court.
As you said, girls are technically proficient in every aspect of the game, and it's showing so far early on for Southside. 17-6 now, all Cyclones.
Good cover. Ooh. Okay, so we have our first violation, four hits. Ball didn't get touched by Syosset, so the fourth hit was hit on Southside side.
It's going to be point over to the Braves.
Yep.
Braves looking for anything they can right now to slow down this Cyclone juggernaut.
That's a great serve.
Finding the open court.
Yep. There's always that one spot. Right now you can see that Kira Burke is standing in the middle, but she's the setter, so she's going to break at the moment in time the serve goes. And the Syosset girl hit in the spot that Kira just was at. So we have Kate Bradley coming back in. Kate is now going to set from the back row.
Are there ever any issues with the line judges, the flag judges in the back?
You know, we
not
trust
calling a good game.
We trust honesty. You have to have some form of honesty. Right now, if you see it, the Syosset girl line judge is on the Southside side, and the Southside girl is on the Syosset side. So there is a sense of fair play and honesty that is expected amongst the sport.
Tennis, we use the honor system as well. Call your own lines. Here's Amy Reed to serve again for the Braves, trailing 18-9.
That's a good hit by Kira. Syosset was there for the block. They got some fingers on it, but not enough to send it back the other side.
Megan Breen getting set for her second service appearance. She had some really nice serves earlier. Another good one there.
Good block by Kira Burke. Good block by Abiyakis.
Unbelievable.
And
that's just frustration
that's
missed there on
frustration.
Syosset. Just how do we get around this impenetrable wall up front for the Cyclones? 20-9 now.
Great cover by Delia. That's an excellent set and hit. I mean, the Southside girls sometimes make things look easy, but I got to tell you how hard that actually was. Delia caught it back in the back row. Kate Bradley set that from 15 feet away, and Kira probably hit that from 10 feet away and still scored the point.
21-9 now. Breen with a delivery back row. And nothing going right for the Braves tonight. 22-9 in this first set. Cyclones knocking on the door here, looking to put away this first set. To me, it doesn't look like Syosset's able to control the ball as well.
Excellent hit by Sophia Vargas.
Vargas found plenty of open floor there.
Syosset taking their second and final timeout of the set.
How many timeouts you get per set?
You get two. Each team gets 2 per set. It's a minute and 15 seconds to coaches to talk and, maybe talk about adjustments and strategies. At least in this first set, I think Syosset is not really having much luck. Southside, number one, they're serving really well. They have no missed serves, and they're putting the pressure on them in serves. Number two, they're blocking. They are just doing a phenomenal job blocking at the front. And as you said, I think Syosset is getting a little bit, kind of in their heads that Southside's there blocking. They're trying to roll their shots or do something different.
So what does head coach Lisa Christensen and Matt Latora have to do for the Syosset side to turn this thing around?
I know I would focus on serve receive. You got to really bear down, get better passes to your setter. Does that mean that maybe coach has someone off the bench? I don't know. Or maybe just making a shift in a person slightly more to the left, slightly more to the right. As I said, Southside girls are hitting their spots. Coach is having them serve left, right, middle, long, and every one of the girls is hitting their spots. That is really tough.
It's also a tough matchup for the Braves and a tough situation coming in here after the Cyclones suffered their first loss to Mineola. You got to figure that Cyclones are refocused, re-energized after that defeat and looking to get ready for a playoff run.
Yep, we have our first service error by Southside.
That's your fault. I'm going to blame you on that.
I will take that blame. Tough serve by Syosset. Delia kind of didn't get all of it. He kind of rolled up one of her arms instead of two. Trying to get a little more of a flat platform. You can see how the girls are low in serve receive, arms low for their platform. Great. It was a tough serve. I don't think Southside got the block in that one. I think it didn't clear the net.
Straight into the net.
Yep.
And now it's set point here, 24-11.
Correct.
A whole slew of set points with Delia Ryan ready to serve out the first set. Big serve for the libero. Nice bump to the front row. Bradley.
Little tip. Good cover.
Back set by Bradley.
Good swing. Syosset, this rally's doing a nice job covering.
Vargas looking to end it.
Great spot. Great spot.
You can use any part of your body, Coach?
You can use any part of your body. What that one play, one rally is kind of what Syosset needs to do. They hit one, then they dropped one short. I think you just got to change it up a little bit on Southside. That's really, you can't be consistently always hitting. You can't be consistently always dropping it. But if you can change it up a little, you'll catch them maybe a little bit off guard.
Syosset now out of the timeout on a little bit of a mini run here.
Yep.
24-12. Looking to hang around. And they're doing that. 24-13.
Yep.
4 out of 5 points coming out of that timeout.
Correct. I think the libero for Syosset, Michaela, she's serving well. The last 3 serves, if you notice, Southside isn't getting a great first touch pass to them. The setter is being forced to kind of set. Oh, not. She had a nice set there. Played off it.
That's McKeel with a big delivery up front. Almost finished it. There's Vargas, and she found
Great
mark
spot.
to close out the first set. Sophia Vargas with just enough on that shot to give Southside its first set, 25-13 in this matchup against the Braves.
Yes. So in the girls' game, it's best 3 out of 5. Southside is up 1 now, 1-0. They switch sides. There's a 3-minute time over where you'll see the clocks running. That allows the girls to switch sides. It allows the coaches to submit their lineup sheet in terms of rotation. There's a lot of things that a coach will do in these 3 minutes. Maybe try to talk about defensive adjustments, offensive schemes, etc.
So, Coach, I'm going to thank you for joining us for the first set tonight. We're going to have one of your players fill in now.
Absolutely. I'm going to be stepping out. It was my pleasure, Chris. The girls' game is fun to watch. They do a great job. Can I throw out a plug? The Southside Boys Varsity volleyball team will have their senior night Tuesday night, October 24th against New Hyde Park at 6:45. We'd love to have as many people at our game as possible. Witness the both volleyball programs hopefully on the rise, and hopefully going to have a nice little playoff run.
It's been two great seasons for both teams this fall, and we hope that you guys keep things going. And look forward to watching you make a deep run and then on to basketball.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
All right, take care, Jerry. Welcome back. Joined by Ben Greenberg.
Hello.
Ben, how are you tonight?
I'm feeling pretty good. How are you?
Good.
Pretty excited after seeing the first set.
Yeah, 25-13. Ben is a varsity tennis player and a varsity volleyball player for Coach D'Angelo, who's just gracious enough to join us for the first set. What do you think about that first set you saw, Ben?
I thought they played really well. I'm happy to see Molly in. A girl landed on her foot a few games ago, but I'm happy she recovered and she was able to play. Everybody's playing really well so far.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't really ask for much more.
Yeah.
They got tested a little bit by that Syosset team coming out of the timeout. Went on a little bit of a run, but they regrouped and answered, and they closed out the set. And it was nice to see Molly out there, and she looks like she's moving around well.
Yeah, the Syosset girls played well at the end. It's just our team has a lot of good technique. Everybody really knows how to cover the court.
That's exactly what your coach was saying too. Their technical skills, their experience together, working together as a team. They don't rely on just one person. They spread the ball around, and anybody can pitch in on any night.
Yep. They come around. They all come together after every point, regardless. If they win it or lose it.
Right. They have great chemistry. They really team has really gelled the last year or two.
Yeah, it's a really nice bond that they all have. It was nice to hear all the speeches. Sad that all the senior girls are leaving.
Yeah, senior night is always a bittersweet night here at Southside. We mentioned our seniors that are departing, but nothing better than a going away present than a Nassau County title.
That is correct.
Soften the blow of leaving the nest.
Yeah. I think they could go further.
Oh, absolutely. That's your initial goal. Make the playoffs, get to the county finals, win that, and then really see what you can do.
Yep.
But one step at a time. You still got 3-4 matches left after this one. And looks like the girls are pretty happy to have you here.
Yeah. They asked me to come commentate, so I was happy to. I'm
Thanks for joining us.
So. No problem. It's a good view from over here.
Yeah, it's a great view in this corner. Last time they had us in the other corner, but our vision, our sight line was blocked by the back judge there, the line judge. So much better being in this corner. Now the Braves are going to have to see if they can build on their momentum there at the end of the first set, and the Cyclones have to be a little bit leery, or wary, I should say, that they don't let the Braves gain any confidence and get back in this match. Now down a set.
Yeah. I think they usually come out pretty strong in the beginning of a set, so well, let's see what they do.
Bradley will cue it up as the first server, and here's her delivery to the back row. There's Magnus right off the bat.
She's really dominant in the middle position. She's a really tall girl.
She has been the standout player so far tonight.
I
not
believe
just
she
on
has
offense.
the record kills on the team, if I'm correct.
I believe she is leading in kills. 78 kills. Correction, Kira Burke has 81 kills. But
Wow.
the two of them are right up there.
Yep.
As we said earlier, it's pick your poison.
Yep.
There's a lot of ladies on this team that could finish the point.
They also, they played two very, but they played different positions. Let's see.
But Magnus's blocking in the first set was what was really frustrating the Braves.
She's huge on that court. She's has at least, I'd say, 2 inches on every girl on that team, even the tallest ones.
She is the tallest player out there, and she's got great ups.
She can get over the ball. That's what it's all about.
Megan Breen to serve, and Magnus gets up there with a roof. 3-1 now, south side. Breen to serve. Cyclones with a 1-set-to-love lead. Amy Reese sets it up for the Braves, and that's too far wide for number 23, Kendall Ramirez, one of the captains, the tri-captains on this Brave squad.
3 they have?
Kelsey Jung, Amy Ree, and Kendall Ramirez. 3 captains and seniors. Burke there down the right side. Ball still in play, 4-1. Vargas just enough on it.
Yep. Even if they can get under the ball, she hits it so hard that, there's not enough time for the other girls to react, really.
A lot of rotation on the ball, too.
Yep.
A lot of spin.
Makes it way harder to return.
Green looking for the trickery down the left side. A little too much. He was really trying to thread the needle there.
Yep.
Syosset to answer now. Kate Nelmis, the junior, serving down 2-5. And Julia Ryan can't handle the let cord there. Now in tennis, as you know, we play do-overs on the lets here, but in volleyball, anything goes.
Yeah, that's why the effort really needs to be at a 10.
Good bump by Vargas. And out, just out. Too much by Vargas. 5-3. You gotta really react off those let cords, It's tough. I don't know which way the ball is gonna go. Tennis, we just say play it over. Play a let. Syosset now within 1. This is the closest they've been. 5-4. Magnus didn't like that and finished it.
They usually work best under pressure, from the games I've watched at least.
It's almost like they need a little push, a little motivation. Julia Ryan here with some good serves earlier. Looking to paint the line. Looks like a touch there. No, it's called out. Now from our angle, it looked like she might have caught a little piece of it.
Yeah. I don't know. It looked maybe like it went under her, maybe snagged her jersey at least. I don't know.
It's close. 6-5 though. The point goes over to the Braves. So they are within 1 again. Trying to hold serve with the Cyclones. That's not going to help their cause. Killa Daniels, the libero, into the net. Cyclones up by 2. Burke to serve for the Cyclones.
Burke switches up his serve a lot. It's good. It keeps the other team like on their toes.
I'm not sure what the call was there. Did you catch that?
I didn't see. I was watching this side.
Referee stopped play in the middle.
He stopped. It was a 2-touch. The setter touched it with both their hands at different times.
Got it. 8-5. Cyclones. Vargas looking to finish it.
Syosset girls stepped it up a little.
They're hanging around so far early in this second. 8-6 now. Of course, rally scoring, first and 25, must win by 2. And Kelsey Jung, one of the tri-captains, will serve it up for the Braves. Camilleri, number 9, with the shot, and Syosset just not getting above the ball tonight so far. 9-6 now, Southside. Vargas to serve.
Camilleri plays great at the right side.
Is that her favorite spot on the right?
I don't know if it's her favorite. It's what she usually plays. Tell if that was a lift or 2-touch there.
Call not quite too clear on the call there, but point awarded to Syosset. 9-7 now. Cyclones with a 2-point lead. Syosset serving. It's Molly McKeo. Nice swing by Molly.
Good cargo.
Good block by the Syosset side, and they get a little roof of their own. 9-8 now, back within 1. So Syosset making a game of it this set. First set was all Cyclones, and now we have
sort of woke them up.
A pretty good matchup going here. Syosset a little slow in the first set, but
Syosset serves are what's going to kill them. They're giving us points and turnovers.
Too many service errors. Coach D'Angelo mentioned that earlier. Southside was almost flawless on serve in the first set.
Yep.
That was one of the key differences as the Syosset JV team rolls in here. (11-8) now, Southside. Looking to start pulling away midway through this second set. Keogh with the service delivery. Syosset just looking a little lackadaisical, a little nonchalant from the back row. Is it common to try to spike from the back row?
It's called like a. It's usually when you can't. It's really far behind like the 10-foot line there, and you can't really get a good pass over to one of the girls that's up at the net.
Right.
The person in the middle will usually come and.
Nice save there by.
I think it was behind the antenna.
Kira Burke. Good effort there by Burke. 12-9. If it's on the outside of the antennas, it's out of play.
Yes.
Kelly
But that's only,
on
it can be outside of the antenna and stay on your side and be in play. It's only once it crosses over the net. See?
That's too far. Another service error. You're right. That's been the difference. They've had about 4 service errors, and they're currently trailing by 4. So
it's not their. I mean, it is their technique, but it's not their gameplay necessarily. It's their serving, and they're hitting.
And just like that, they get one back. Rare error by the Cyclones. Give Syosset the ball back, 13-10. Amy Ree to serve the southpaw. Goes into the net for Southside. And Syosset with a little run here. 13-11.
I think they'll stop it here. Yep.
Smashed by Burke all the way to the back row. Syosset's libero, Michaela Daniels, can't handle that. And it's 14-11. Southside serving, Breen to serve. Megan Breen, senior. Good set there by the Braves. Breen
Nice, Meg.
gets it to the front row. Magnus brings the hammer. Nice block there by Burke and Magnus. Good ball control by the Lady Cyclones. Nice finish by Burke. I think they're starting to feel it now, Ben.
Yep. Southside, the girls, they usually stay calm. They always stay calm, actually, but they can turn up the intensity when they need to.
I've noticed that they have a relaxed feel. They communicate well this year. You know, they really have built some chemistry during the course of this season.
I think they're all pretty confident in their skills as players, and they know just, you know, it's better to keep a calm head and work together.
Right. There's no panic here on
Exactly.
on the squad. 15-12 now. Southside with the lead. Syosset serving. Magnus again on the right side, floating dangerously in the middle. Burke with a nice little loop shot right over the front line defenders. And the Burke-Magnus tandem again. The Great Wall of Southside.
See, there's no cover there. I think, you know, Delia would have been there, but the Syosset girls, they aren't giving it everything, I don't think.
Sometimes there's just no answers. I mean, Burke and Magnus is a tough tandem to get the ball around.
Yep.
You hit 2-3 shots and they all come back. 16-12 now, and that's a nice swing by Vargas. Creating the pressure there. Giving the Cyclones their biggest lead of the set, 17-12. Coach Christensen's gonna talk it over now. Timeout, Syosset. So it looks like the Cyclones just about to start pulling away. And Syosset looking to stem their tide a little bit, 17-12, late in the second. If you're just joining us, I'm your host, Chris Colasanti, joined by Ben Greenberg, a member of our Varsity boys volleyball team. Tell us a little bit, while we have some time here, about the boys team this year. How are you guys doing?
We're doing pretty well. We've only lost one game so far our whole season. It was to Almont. It was a really close game all the way till the end. But, you know,
So you're
the
10
main thing,
and 1 now?
Yeah. The main thing this season has just been effort. It's all D'Angelo's been beating into us. That's why I'm saying, you know, he would want us on the floor. The shot that Abby tipped over and it you know, lollipopped over the girl in the front of the net and it just dropped onto the floor. He wouldn't get mad at us if we were on the floor with it. But
I think that's always been a staple of Coach D'Angelo's coaching style, whether it's basketball or volleyball.
Yeah.
It's 100% effort, fitness, conditioning. These basketball teams have never lost a game because they're tired.
Yep.
That's not an excuse, and I'm sure that's the same in volleyball.
Yeah. You definitely have to be, you know, you have to be awake. You have to be, have your head on a swivel on the court. You need to be, and these girls are very good at it.
Hopefully,
They're very aware.
you and the girls can make a deep, deep run this year in the playoffs.
Yep, we're hoping to.
17-12. Getting set, coming out of this timeout. Delia Ryan to serve for the Lady Cyclones with a 5-point lead. Ryan serves. Back row, Syosset looking to set it up. Nice dig by Ryan coming out of the service box. Megan Green keeping it alive. Vargas with a big swing. Syosset having trouble getting control of the ball. Just enough on that roof to find the open court. 17-13 now. Cyclones lead by 4.
Molly had the right idea, I think. They haven't been covering like that. So.
Kayla Daniels to serve. Libero for the Braves. Vargas with a nice swing. What a shot by Vargas on the kill there.
She's a really valuable player on this team. A lot of the seniors are really.
You play with her twin brother, of course, on the boys team.
He's also a very important part of our team. He's captain on our team. She's one of the captains.
I watched Alex take some cuts today, and they were just tremendous. Nice serve there. I think that was Breen on the serve.
Yep. I think it might be something in the DNA, the Vargases. Very competitive.
19-13 now. Southside running away with this second set. Nice set by Ryan to Vargas again. Gets enough on it. 20-13 now, Cyclones. Knocking on the door again of this second set this time. Kira Burke to serve now. Nice save there by Breen in the back row. Camilleri just sends it over. Is that a two-touch?
I'm not sure what that call was.
Referee signaling 2. 2014. The Braves are looking to hang around here. Get back in this. If they're going to make a stand in this second set, they got to do it now. Not much of a margin for error. Kelsey Jung with the service delivery. Too much for Breen. Good serve by Jung. And the Braves within 5. See if the Cyclones can answer here. Get a side out. Good serve by Jung. Breen picks it up. And a nice block. Turned into a roof. That's number 3, Emma Bowie.
Yep. I think the Syosset girls are realizing they're going to do, they need to play harder if they're going
fired up here. They're not looking to go away quietly in this second. Southside has to find a way to answer this momentum swing.
That was a really hard serve. Oh, there we go.
And there's a way to answer it with number 9, Kate Camilleri. Finds an answer, 21-16 from the outside.
I don't think that's her natural position. I think she's normally right side.
She came from the left on that one, but she brought the house with her. Just what the Cyclones needed. There's a let court again, resets it up.
Nice.
Good swing there by the Syosset side. And they get a good block there too. Syosset's starting to come to life here. 21-17. So at 20-13, they're 4-1 coming out of that timeout. They're good with the adjustments, the timeout adjustments.
Yeah.
They did this in the first set too.
They're a good team. They're a good match for us.
Camilleri looking for the drop shot. And the Braves are within 3. Momentum has swung over to the Syosset squad.
Let's see if they can stop it here.
Need a good patient set. Just a little bit of a mental error there by Burke. Not quite sure what she was looking for there, but
she was going to try and set it over, I think, but she shouldn't put too much power behind it, I don't think.
Stop the bleeding here. 21-19.
There we go.
And there's Molly Makito with the Band-Aid. 22-19 now. Mali will look to try to serve this thing out. 3 points away from the second set. Magnus, nobody's going to stop that.
I mean, she just dominates at the minute.
That was just with authority.
That's,
right
I mean,
down
I really think
Broadway.
that's what makes for a good team is when almost, you know, every player on that court is somebody that you can, you know, it's a reliable player. You can trust them to get the goals.
But you need a sandman. You need a closer. You know, who's going to come in and just, well, we need a point. It's lights out time. Magnus was that. 23-19 now. Too much juice on that serve. Braves back within 3, so definitely a tight set.
I think we might get it back on this point.
23-20.
One thing the girls team is really good at is serve receive.
Natalie Macer. Nice serve there from Macer and the Braves. Magnus with a little dink shot there. Macer looking for the back row. Goes wide.
Almost every shot that the Southside girls have tipped over, the Syosset girls haven't been able to react well to it.
That brings us to set point now for the Cyclones, 24-20. Bree with a nice back set. Syosset trying to hang on here. Southside looking for the kill.
Just too far behind her.
Megan Breen could not get up high enough there to finish it. And the Braves still hanging around, 24-21. This is a crucial point. Reed with the delivery for the Braves. Magnus says no more, no mas. Abby Magnus with the kill and the second set to the Cyclones, 25-21.
Abby's hit is like a laser. I mean, I'd be surprised if she doesn't get an offer from a college to play volleyball.
So Abby Magnus puts the nail in the coffin for Syosset in that second set. But the Cyclones were tested quite a bit. They cut it within 2 on multiple occasions. They actually had it at 21-19 coming out of that timeout before the Cyclones were able to step up and put that set away. Large part due to Abby Magnus's 2 kills at the end there.
Yep.
Helped close the door.
It's good that they have a competitive team to play on senior night, though.
Absolutely. You don't want to roll anyone over. I mean, you want to be pushed. That's what the ability conferences do, ability-based grouping. They're always playing a tough match. They play a lot of AA schools and AAA schools. Like Massapequa, Long Beach, Syosset's a big school. So it helps prepare you against these larger schools with more depth. You get ready for your own playoff run. So the Cyclones are up 2 sets on senior night, looking to close out the Braves in straights. They were definitely tested there at the end of the second, but found a way to answer. The Braves rally and put that second set away. What are we expecting here in the third?
I think they're definitely, the coaches are probably telling them now that, I mean, their cover's been really good. They're playing very consistent. I don't know, it's just maybe they can cut back on the errors just a tad. You know, when Burke set it into the net or, you know, a serve out, I guess that's the difference between the point turning over. Syosset's getting more competitive. We just need to, you know.
So I think partially that first set, Syosset was a little bit slow getting started, maybe a little bit cold coming out of the, they did get here a little late. But the Cyclones played a near flawless set that first set. No service errors, very few mental mistakes. They played almost a perfect set that first set. Second set, not quite as clean. They lost focus at times, but they were able to rally and put it away when they had to. And but Syosset has gotten better, so you wonder if that's going to lead to a very competitive third set. Or what does Syosset have to do to actually steal this set and push it to 4?
I'd say they have to cut back on the errors. You know, they're getting more and more competitive. What makes a good team is a team that can adapt in game. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's you know,
and they've shown the ability to do that.
Yeah,
they've done that.
That's, I think, why they did better the second set. You know, I think it's just going to be a battle of endurance this third set. We'll see.
If they can cut down those service errors, and I mean, they've showed they can hang in rallies with the Cyclones. They play good defense. And now
Southside put in their secret weapon, Keely McCormick, number 11.
First time seeing her tonight, Keely McCormick on the floor.
She's a very dynamic player as well. All of the girls, they can really, you know, it's
they have a lot of depth on this Cyclones team.
All of them have been playing volleyball for a very long time. I think that's what makes them such a good team. They're all very seasoned. There's not a lot of stuff that they haven't seen.
And they just have fun. I mean, if you were here the other night, they had the Dig Pink game, which is one of their great traditions.
Yep.
Both coaches dressed up in pink tutus.
Yeah, I was here.
Coach Mariano and Coach Casamasima wearing pink tutus.
I think Coach Mariano actually dyed his mohawk pink too.
It's all about good fun and a good cause.
Yep.
Getting set for the start of the third, and for the Cyclones, hopefully final set of the night on senior night here. Syosset hoping to extend this match a little bit longer.
Syosset wants to, you know, win this set. They're going to have to really cut back on the service errors.
From what I've seen so far, assuming that this is the best both teams can play at, Syosset's going to have to play a nearly flawless set. Southside's going to have to be, you know, a little bit error prone.
There we go.
Give them a chance. So far, I haven't really seen that Cyclones take the lead. They've never trailed in this match.
I don't think they've ever been down, have they?
They've never trailed. They've been tied, never trailed. Keely McCormick.
Nice serve.
Nice serve by Keely. Nice little block by Burke. Burke again with the roof, point over to Southside on the roof.
I don't think they even touched that one. I think it, because he called 4 touches. I think it bounced back off the net, and she tried to get it up.
McCormick with another nice delivery right down the middle.
That was a good save.
Magnus with a nice save, and there's Burke finding the open court. Nobody home. Back row, 3-0 Southside. Now, in your experience, has anybody ever gone 25 in a row on the serve?
Row? No, not in my experience. This is my first season.
What's the longest run?
I think our longest run, the one that I've seen, was at my game was probably like
10.
I think it was like 8. It's hard to go double digits. The higher and higher you get, the more and more you start thinking about it. Everybody says that the thing you should think about when you're serving is nothing.
Yeah. It's all mental.
Yep.
It's like a golf swing.
Exactly. So the more and more you start to overthink it.
Syosset on the board here, 3-1 now, early in the third. Syosset scrambling to keep the ball alive. McCormick with a nice dig, sets for Burke. Burke with a little flip, drop shot over the front row, finds the open court, 4-1. Burke showing a little variety there, not just a kill. Finds a way to dump it in. And Delia Ryan to serve now. Got a lot of power for a libero, small girl. Nice serve by Ryan. That's all technique.
That was a lift there.
Error by the Braves gives the Cyclones a 5-1 lead. Ryan with a nice service motion, clean. Back set by Syosset. Megan Green there, building the roof for the Cyclones. 6-1.
See if Delia can keep going.
Yeah, now Delia Ryan, I don't want to jinx her, but she's on a nice little run herself.
She's a really good player.
Great serve. Good eye there. McCormick lets it go. Was there a touch up front?
We jumped up and blocked it. So that counts as now our possession. And then it went out.
6-2. Point to the Braves. Off the touch. Megan Green. Ball still in play. Point over to the Cyclones.
That was a great serve receive by the Cyclones. Perfect pass, perfect set. Great hit.
Burke getting set now. A lot of times these players will look for signals from their coaches where to position the serve.
Hit the end.
And wherever the open court is, Cyclones find a way to close it up quickly.
Yep.
Great defense by the Lady Cyclones.
On the same token, they know how to look for the spots on the other side of the court that are open, especially Burke. She's really good at placing the ball.
She showed some of that variety before. 7-3 now. It's outside. Emma Bowie to serve for the Braves. Bill Ryan with a nice receive there. Digs it out. Open court. Headed to our announcing booth here. Nice
I don't
shot
think
by
Megan
the
thought she
Braves.
would hit it.
It was an open corner and the Braves put it down. Cut it within 3-7-4. Kayla Daniels now to serve. Camilleri from the outside. Vargas right down the middle. A lot of big swings on both sides now. Green with a nice save. And a miscue by Syosset. Double hit. 8-4 Southside. Vargas. Very smooth delivery from Vargas as well.
Yep.
Good server. 9-4 now, Cyclones. And we're going to find out right now how much fight this Syosset squad has left in them.
Yep.
And Southside's looking to go on a little bit of a run here. Vargas gets the help from the net.
Nice.
Burke keeps it alive for Camilleri. Burke with the set. Keely McCormick. Point McCormick.
Right on the line.
Right on the line for Keely.
That's why I said that she's a secret weapon.
Came out of nowhere.
Yep.
On the left side, 10-4, Southside. Gotta wonder how much longer Syosset's gonna go before they take a timeout. Figure 1 or 2 more points, they're gonna have to stop play and regroup.
Yep.
Burke, Camilleri, can't finish. What was the call there? Double hit?
No, more of a lift, I think it's called. It's when like the setter holds it for too long.
Almost like a carry.
Exactly.
11-4. Vargas still serving. Deep serve, Vargas. Libero for Syosset. Cannot handle it. Daniels off her fingertips and up into the rafters. 12-4 now. Southside, all business tonight. Looking pretty dominant. Ball goes out of bounds there. Off the serve, service error by Vargas. Side out to the Braves. 12-5, Cyclones. McCormick again from the left. Good eye by Vargas. Lets it go, just out. 13-5 now. Megan Breen. Breen looking to go on a little run herself. McCormick flying in. Point is awarded.
I couldn't see what happened over there.
Looks like Syosset player in the net. Keely McCormick with a nice play with the left. Keeps it alive for the Cyclones. They have a 14-5 lead in this third set. Green just skims it over the net. Burke to sets to Camilleri. Point, south side. Camilleri with a nice kill right down the middle. And nobody home there for the Braves. Cyclones open up a double-digit lead, 15-5. Nothing but smiles on this Cyclone side.
Yep. Even when the game is even closer. You know, 3 points, 2 points, they're still smiling. They're still, you know, supporting each other as a team.
And that's going to be a big factor. That's an X factor, intangible when you get into playoff runs and you're playing for championships. It's really not about the skill. Everybody's good at that point in the season. It's about the mental toughness.
Yep.
Not unraveling when the lights are brighter and everybody's watching. Magnus gets up, but too much.
I don't see what happened there. Oh.
She touched the net. Looked like a clean shot, but
I don't think she touched the net. I don't see what happened. I think maybe her hands were so far over the net that she was considered on the other side.
Right, yeah. That looked like the signal, 15-6. Magnus a little too eager there.
The other girls look confused too. Southside, they started the chant and then they stopped.
Well, they've awarded it to the Braves.
Yep.
So it's going to be their point and their ball, 15-6. And they need to get something going here if they're going to make this a competitive set and a competitive match. It's getting late in the day for the Braves.
Yep. Let's see.
Good eye by Vargas and Ryan on the back row, communicating to each other, letting it go.
You said before it was going to be the errors that killed Syosset.
Yep, service errors especially. Yep. They have not cleaned that up, and that might be their Achilles heel. 16-6. Cyclones. Another good eye by Vargas, lets it go. Making all the right moves on the back row. Sophia Vargas. Bradley, senior, does solid delivery. Keely with a nice attempt at a dig there. Just got away from her. Couldn't redirect it.
Came off the side of her arm. I don't think she was able to stop all the spin.
Didn't put a point up yet. Not sure what the holdup is, but 17-7 currently. Should be 17-8 here in a moment. No, it stays 17-7. Amy Bree, serve.
That's a kill.
Down 11 now, 18-7.
I like watching the girls' games because, you know, on their services and everything, when they're even out of system, like when Keely's not in a natural spot as an outside, she still hits incredible on the right side.
There's an ace by McCormick. 19-7 now.
I think the coaches are about to call a timeout on Syosset.
Syosset in serious danger here, and the Cyclones can see the finish line. Blood in the water with a 19-7 lead as Vargas exits the game. And we see Allie Fingleton, the sophomore. That's the other thing we haven't spoken about that much tonight, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no less than 5 sophomores on this varsity squad. So we don't just have a deep veteran senior team, but there is a serious youth movement here as well. See? We got the present and the future at the same time.
Yep.
And you can't replace that kind of exposure and experience for the younger players.
I was going to say, I think it's really good for the younger girls to be playing with the older girls.
Absolutely. See how the seniors carry themselves on the court, off the court.
And just as a team, how they work as one.
Right.
I think it's really
the chemistry.
Yep.
It's invaluable. Just creates a tradition of winning. And that's what these Cyclones have done year after year. They found ways to win. 20-9 now. Cyclones looking to wrap things up and send Syosset home. Syosset not ready to leave just quite yet. Bradley, Fingleton.
Nice hit from Fingleton.
A lot of power for a stop.
Nice
save by Fingleton there.
Nice dig by Delia too. Nice from Bradley. Let's see.
There's Kira Burke.
I think that's it.
Oh, wow. What a save by Syosset, keeping that
Very
alive.
good save.
Good rally going here for the two squads. There's Burke again with the little roll.
There we go. See, I mean, Syosset is, I can't say unfortunately, but Syosset is giving us points. That was a great rally.
Great rally.
Sucks that they gave up the point.
And they come out on the short end of that.
Yep.
21-9 now as Burke getting set to check out. And here comes number 2, Mia Kelly, who will serve it up for the Cyclones. Nice serve right off the bench by Kelly. Comes right into the game and delivers a laser beam down the right side to give the Cyclones a 22-9 lead. Nice serve by Kelly. A lot of volleyball tradition in the Kelly household.
Is there? I mean,
Ava Kelly, her older sister, is a great player here. Point awarded.
Syosset is starting to unravel here.
Southside, Kelly looking to close it out here. 23-9, 2 points away. Loves that right side, Mia.
Yep.
Good shot. Oh, nobody home there. A little help from the net. And ball finds the open court. Braves have 10, 23-10 now. Looking to make their final stand. But you can see also how the dynamic for this Cyclone team changes a little bit when Magnus is out of the game.
Yeah.
Magnus and Burke not being up front.
I think it's definitely shifts way more towards receiving and just ball control and setting people up. Magnus is really good at she's really good at blocking, so they're less.
Cut there by Green. Ryan with a nice bump. Fingleton finds the back right corner and gives Southside their match points.
That's the thing about, even though the younger girls, they do have they're learning a lot about chemistry and all that from the older girls, they don't really lack in skill.
No, they won't lose a beat. Here's Fingleton looking to close it out for the Cyclones.
Nice save.
Nice dig by Fingleton.
Free over.
Free ball.
Wow.
Camilleri puts the final touches on a 25-10 Southside Cyclone victory. Straight sets.
Great senior night game.
Just the kind of game that's just enough to get tested a little bit, not have to work too hard, but
they
put
really
everything
get to,
together.
flex their muscles.
And that will bring the Cyclones to 11-1, atop of Conference 1. Really going to come down to a battle between Southside and Mineola for that #1 seed in the A bracket. Syosset will drop to 5-7 now on the season. And 3 matches left for the Cyclones as they get set for their playoff run. So the final score, Southside Cyclones tonight win in straight sets over the Syosset Braves. And I'd like to once again thank Coach Jerry D'Angelo for joining me earlier. And Ben Greenberg, thank you for stopping by and
No
joining
problem.
us.
It was a pleasure.
Absolute pleasure for me as well.
Thank you
And
for
I hope
letting
we
me
get to do
commentate
this
with
again.
you.
No problem. And good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
Yeah,
Thank
I'll see
you
you.
for joining us.
See you tennis season.
Yep. Take care. Good night.